me. As you all know, my passion is makeup, so I wanted to show you all the different colours, how you create some cool looks with Amplio. So maybe we can get things started. I know a lot of you know a lot about the Amplio products already. If you don't, we're available on ampliobeauty.com. We're also available on Amazon in Singapore. And any questions or anything, you can obviously message me at any time. I'm pretty easy going. So should we get started?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so our beautiful, lovely volunteers have a foundation look on now. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a combination of different palettes. So last time I explained it to you, but let me show you what all the different palettes are. So we have like a tropical Singapore palette, and what it is, it's created for the humid climate, and it's designed to bake into your skin through the day, and it will basically bake in nicely and work through the humid climate. But there is a bunch of instructions on the back, so if you don't know how to use it, keep the box, it will show you how to use it. So we're going to use a tropical Singapore palette on Sarah today, and inside it looks like this. So it has 9 eyeshadows, 2 blushes and a highlighter, but there's no hard and fast rule. You can actually use them any way you like. So I've created a full look sometimes with a blush. So we're going to go through that, and then we're going to show you, so with Lynn, Falak is going to use the Natural New Zealand palette, which inside looks like this. And it's got a similar thing. It's got 9 eyeshadows, 2 blushes, 1 highlighter and a contour. And so we'll talk all about contouring and highlighting, and especially in the festive season, I need a lot of contouring. So that's what the New Zealand palette looks like. Again, same thing, instructions at the back. So as we use each of these palettes, we'll show you what we do with them and how we use them. Now for the pop for Christmas. Jewels of India. This is my favorite pop palette. Same concept, but look what it looks like inside here. This is just decadent. Like, it has so many beautiful colors, and today we're going to show you how to use some of the greens and blues to make your look pop instantly. And if we have a little bit of time at the end, I have my day holiday look on, which has more a neutral tone in the eyes. I am going to turn that into a festive evening look in about 2 minutes. Final palette that we will also look at is the Sands of Dubai palette, and it looks like this. So beautiful purple tones, pink tones, so stunning. So let's get started. So should we start with some eyes? My recommendation is that you always start by doing your eyes. Today, in essence of time, we did the ladies foundation and concealing, but my preference is that you always start with an eye. So if you have any fallout, you can clean it all up underneath, put some under eye cream, and do your whole foundation concealer look. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the Tropical Singapore, and Falak is going to use the Natural New Zealand palette.
Yes.
And what we like to do is we like to use just, so some people prefer to prime the eye. My preference is for the woman on the go, and this is what Amplio is all about, is for the woman on the go to really quickly get a makeup look. Normally we only have, 3-4 minutes to get ready in the morning and color. Right, quick makeup and I'm out. So this is brilliant. So you take a very neutral tone here, which is called Santosa here, and I take our Amplio Floral Crease brush, and I just basically coat the powder with the brush, and then I tap off all the excess, and then I like to base the lid. So if we close, what we do is, don't worry, we're just basing the lid. And the purpose of this is that all the other colors then have a really nice base or a flat tone to build on, so you can really see and amplify your colors. So Falak is going to do the same out of the Natural New Zealand palette with a similar color. So she's going to get lost at this name. Here we go.
Yeah.
Sari Coho.
Yes, it's fantastic.
So every New Zealander will know Whare Coho because it is one of the most beautiful working farms of New Zealand, and one of the places I got married. Well, you wouldn't know it because I got married there, but you just know it because it's New Zealand. So all we're both doing is basing both eyelids with this. And I'm quite just easygoing with it because it's such a neutral tone, you don't need to worry about it. I like your technique for that.
So I'm pressing the color in so that it really sits on the skin and it really dissolves in a way.
Perfect.
So that the other colors have a place to sit on without it overpowering any color. It's a beautiful formula, actually.
Thank you.
Because generally what you do is you prime and then you set in the loose powder or compact powder, but when you have that in a palette, you just literally go into the other colors and then you're moving. Really quick technique.
So the next step is we're going to add a bit of dimension to the colour. So I like to, out of the Tropical Singapore, use one of the more neutral tones here. So we have one called Dempsey and one called Pinky Promise. So I think today we would go for more a blend between the two, but I'm going to go for more a Dempsey to start with.
And I'm using Black Barn and Villa Maria, a mix of the two, to create an in-between dark brown shade to create dimension on the sides of one's eyes.
Yeah. So talk me through, how would you do, like, so what's the difference? So both of them have totally different eyes as to where. How do you use colour? What's your opinion on tips and tricks to, if I have more a single lid or a mono lid, do I use one colour, two colours? How do I
So actually the misconception is that if you have a mono lid, you should really go really dark and just on the lid to make the mono lid disappear. Actually, that's just a myth. You could do that for a smoked out eye look, but generally you can create a really nice, because then when you open the eye slit, you have a lot of space here to work with. So you actually create dimension from here and here and create a false crease. And then you work with that. So when you look down, it's a different look. When you look up, there's still color showing. So I'll show you how to do that. So mixing the two darker colors. And
I'd love to see. And on this side, I'm just going to fill in the swirls crease with the colour that we talked about.
Because there's plenty of big space.
So just, yeah. So while you do that.
Excuse me, girls, when you speak, can you speak a little bit louder?
Wait,
one lady
sorry.
is asking if you can speak a little bit louder.
Sorry, I will definitely. So as you can see here, all I'm doing is the squirrel's crease, and I do a window wiper motion just to go backwards and forwards. And don't worry, with Amplio, if you make a mistake, because I am the woman on the go, and I make a lot of mistakes when I do my makeup, you can blend it out. Best part ever, you can blend it out. So don't worry, because the amount of girls that say to me, they've done their whole makeup and then they're like, I'm not really into makeup. And then I did it, and then I had to wash it all off. You don't have to, we blend. We blend. So this is what I love. So I'm doing exactly the same. And what color are you using for that?
So I'm mixing Black Barn and Villa Maria for the outer crease, because there's a lot of lovely space here for me to create a nice shadow, a rounded shadow as opposed to a winged eyeshadow look. Do you think that?
Sure. And another little trick while she's doing that, what I like to do to lift your eye is to use the tissue trick. So I like to just, it's a proper makeup artist like for life would use tape. I like the tissue. It's in your bathroom. And all you do is you basically just close your eye for a second. You line it up exactly against the end of your eyebrows to the corner of your eye here. And what this does is as you put the makeup on and you want that lifted eye look, it's like instantly lifts your eye because you create a line that you could naturally do with your hands, but using a tissue is easier.
Or if you've got your foundation and concealer on and you don't want to use tape, because a lot of people can be allergic to something that's in the tape, what you could do is you could take whatever concealer you have left on your brush, you don't have to dip in or open your concealer, and just create your own wing. And as this formula is very blendable, you can just blend the edges out. Really, there are no hard and fast rules with eyeshadow.
Okay, so then once we've done it, and I've used the same brush basically for the two steps. Once that's completed, I'm just going to go a little bit fraction darker. It's better to go darker on this side. See, if you don't mind, Sarah, I'll turn you around. This is the section to go darker. Here, I prefer to go lighter, as opposed to dark right across the whole lid. Because sometimes it makes your face look smaller if you don't have the two different dimensions.
So darker in the middle.
Darker on the outside.
On the outside.
So this section right there. That would be darker. And that's how I like to, so this bit right there.
Right.
And then the inside would be lighter or a pop of colour or something a bit more mellow. And then now should we do like some browns? Did you already go in with the browns?
So
I love
I've
it.
created a mix of two browns to give a really nice dimension. So I've blended it lighter towards the inner corner and darker towards the outer corner. So that it just looks blended and effortless, and it's easy for anybody to imitate. Absolutely.
We're going to copy.
So for Lynn's eyes, I want to give a bit of shimmer to the inner corner and middle of the eye. And I'm going to use Champagne from Natural New Zealand. I just love this palette because all the colors are so workable. They're just very neutral and lovely for your day to night look. So I'm going to show you a technique that's really easy. When you don't have time to look for your brush, your ring finger is your best friend in eye makeup. Warm the color on your ring finger and it fits perfectly into the eye crease. And you literally just place it corner to center. Open your there.
It's beautiful.
Perfect.
I'm going to copy. So
Easy.
we're going to take the Tropical Singapore palette and we're taking the color Anouk. And I'm going to take my ring finger and see how instantly it's already made it really creamy. So we're going to take that and do that on the inside. I love it when we concentrate. We're all really quiet. We're all really quiet.
Sorry, I'm just going to turn this here so that the camera can see you and I can look at the same time.
So Nmita, do you want to just kind of mention what colors work for very fair skin and what colors work for more of a olive skin, for example, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. So what's brilliant about the whole range, it's made for all skin types. My preference is that if you're from the lightest of light to maybe closer towards the maybe more darker than me, then I would use any of the three palettes from the Tropical Singapore, the Natural New Zealand, and the Jewels of India. If you're on the fairer side, my preference would be to use something like a Sands of Dubai, which has a really nice purple. However, in saying that, if you're really, really in the darker side, purple pops so beautifully. So that's why I think with all the palettes, they're made for the full range of skin types. And especially with something like Jewels of India, which looks like this one, let me show you. In here, all these greens and blues would, and especially these luminescent colors here in the middle, these ones look beautiful on really, really dark skin. And they just pop with a little bit of, what's nice about the palette is that it's creamy as well. And so this, I think for the holiday look, I think the luminescent colors are really in. So if I show you with just a little bit on my fingers, give me 2 seconds, let me grab a bit. So if I show you how they work. So if we took that same color and if I took this one, look how creamy this is. And so realistically, even if you were light, dark, it's in the middle,
color.
it's a color that works, but it's so creamy that you can use that on the whole eyelid. You don't actually have to mix in a glitter. And then we've done the same with the gold, which matches with that. So in the holidays, these kind of colors are absolutely in. And then one little bit of a little pop of blue, if you can see that.
Yep, beautiful.
And then I like to use these as liquid liners. So in a little bit, I'm going to show you how to use the bottom 3 as liquid liners. But if I have one more finger left, check this color out just because I just want to speak kind of, because I'm obsessed with color. You all know, look at that. Like for the holiday season, if you did a smoky eye with this beautiful grey, it has a little night sparkle in it. And then if you did a poppin' red lip, that would look phenomenal. So just super, super beautiful. But there's no hard and fast rule, so you can mix and match however you prefer.
So speaking of the Jewels of India palette, I'm just picking up Bharat Ka Sitara. I love the names. I just love it because.
And what does it mean? What does it mean?
Bharat Ka Sitara, Star of India.
It does.
So I speak Urdu, which is very similar to Hindi. And I love the names here because they're also relatable and the colors are just to die for. So I'm using the highlight of Bharat Ka Sitara to lift the brow bone.
And I'm going to come in with my brown still in blend. Now we're all quiet again. Sorry, guys. We're coming back. I'm going to use a little bit similar to the highlighter, but I'm going to go in for our color called Raffles. We all know what the Raffles is. It's a nice, beautiful highlighter color. And I'm just going to tap it out a bit, but I might copy Falak and use more a narrow brush. Let's do that, just to make it easier.
So Falak, a thumb rule for the eyebrows is just under the eyebrows have to be, it has to be sort of light, doesn't it?
Yes, light and generally matte with matte eyeshadows. And if there's a bit of shimmer, you could go with matte or something slightly shimmered, because what it does is the pigment reflects when you move around, and it does a facelifting technique. So a lot of my makeup is facelifting techniques. And when you apply the color just here, not the entire brow bone, because that doesn't really look very flattering, just here, it actually makes the face look very lifted, and eyebrow is a feature for facelifting. If your eyebrows aren't done, suddenly your face just looks down, no matter how phenomenal your makeup is. The minute your eyebrows are on, it just instantly lifts everything up. So this color is so beautiful. It's a subtle shimmer, so it's not too overpowering, it's not too glittery, it's just a really creamy formula that's done a wonderful job here. And you can correct if your eyeshadow is a bit up and down on the edges, you can correct it with that too.
And can you just show into the camera what eyeshadow brush?
So I just used a bullet brush. What you could use is something like a flat brush, anything that's small with a small head, and preferably nothing with. Yes, that is actually a lip brush, but you could use it. Anything with a small head. The only trick is you have to make sure it's very clean, because the highlighter is a very clean color. The minute it has another pigment from another eyeshadow on it, it's going to make this look a little muddy, and that's not what you want. For under eyes have to be really lifted and clean. So can I move on to the liquid liner?
Yeah, let's do it.
And the liquid liner is not your liquid liner.
We need to.
It is, I'll be using, what's this called? Tourmaline,
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be using that because it's a beautiful brown glittery color as an eyeliner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my angled brush. You can find these easily, and well, Amplio's got.
But I have one of each. We're not even precious. I have one for MAC and I have one from Amplio. I use them all. These are travel size, so they're a little shorter.
And travel size are great for you to take along because these don't fit in office.
So all our brushes are travel size, so they're made for the woman on the go.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, but I have MAC as well. I'm a supporter of all brands.
So the technique is you want your brush damp in order for the pigment to stick to the brush and stick to your lid. You could use a setting spray like Nmita's using, or you could just have a glass of water to dip it in, just for the convenience or the sake of you can tidy your video. I'm just going to dampen it on this damp cotton pad here. And I'm going to go into tourmaline, which is this shimmery brown.
What color would you suggest for Sarah, in your opinion?
Oh, I think a dark blue would look beautiful. Or even a dark green, actually, because it would reflect in the eyes.
Exactly. I'm gonna go for the green. I love that. Love that idea. Let's do that. So I'm doing exactly what Falak said, and I'm just going to rile it down. Gently tap off any excess powder.
The only technique is your brush has to stay damp. So if it dries out, just keep dampening it, please.
So gone is the liquid liner.
If you can
pencil, pen. It's not pencil, pen. Liquid liner pen. Gone are the days for those, because you can actually just use the eyeshadow.
Yeah, it's like once again, I'm super lazy when it comes to this stuff. One palette, one thing, away I go. We do, one thing you would have noticed, and some people have mentioned it, none of the palettes are black, because I'm a color fetish. Like, I love color. I have a color fetish. And so, because of color, there was one color that wasn't in it, which I don't think is a color, but it's beautiful, is black. So we came out with this gorgeous Amplio cudgel, and it's super creamy, so you can just apply it as is. And see how instantly it didn't tug my skin, it just gently went on my skin. So we have a cudgel. That was my way of building black in, but still getting to enjoy color.
And you know why it's so beautiful? It doesn't tug, and the last thing we need is for our lids or any part of our skin to be tugging, because that causes fine lines. If you apply that on your top lid, just starting from the middle of the eye to the end, and use a brush like this or even a Q-tip. Just blend it out. You have a foxy eye ready within seconds. And I love that because it blends nicely, but then it stays put.
Stays
Great.
put. That's good because normally in Singapore with the weather,
Things run.
you step out in 5 minutes, your makeup is gone. So this is a very good product indeed.
That's why we need tropical Singapore in our life always. Like that, it's like that. A lot of my friends were like, "How come your makeup doesn't run?" It's because it slowly backs in, which is quite nice.
So what are the other tips to get your makeup to stay put in Singapore?
So a hydrating setting spray. I would say hydrating because sometimes because of the humidity, people with dry skins, their skin can feel more drier. And when the skin produces a lot of sebum, the foundation starts separating. That's when you get the patchy look.
Oh dear.
So what you want is a hydrating spray, which kind of balances your own oils as well. At the same time, makes your makeup stay put and let it look not dewy, but kind of a healthy glow. So I recommend really nice hydrating sprays.
And
I actually like this one by MAC. Do you use this to finish off?
Yes, for heavy makeup, absolutely.
Just even if you've got anything on, you just go, and all of a sudden you feel fresh.
Yes.
And it bakes in and feels nice. I love it. It's probably my way to hydrate in this climate as well.
So if you have very dry skin, you could go with Tatcha because that's really good too. But if you have something that's a bit on the oilier side, then you should really use something like either MAC Prep and Prime, or you can use something like Iconic London. They're really lightweight and they really just settle everything in place. And I think that's what we've used on the models today.
that's a good thing to remember. I'll remember that.
That color is beautiful. Open your eyes, please, Lynn.
Can I just zoom in? I'm zooming
Yes,
in on
just look
Lynn.
down. Just look down, please. No, just face up, eyes closed.
Perfect.
It's such a pretty shimmer.
It looks stunning.
The formula just blends so
I
easily.
love it. It's such a beautiful eye.
So I think we're not going to do mascara.
Would
on
you
the-
add anything extra here?
Just maybe a small wing.
A wing. Okay, go on.
All right.
I'm going to let
Sorry.
Clark do us a little wing. Show us your tips and tricks to a wing.
Sorry,
And we will
sister.
swap spaces for 10 seconds. Look at this.
Fala, can you please mention to people like me who don't know what a wing is? What is a wing?
So a wing is just when you lift the corner of the eyebrow, and it has to be, you can have it long, you can have it short, but it just kind of lifts the eye, the corners of the eye. This is quite nice because this is just her own eye shape. And if you don't have time, you can just stick to that. But if you want a little bit more oomph, you can just kind of, in line with the end of the eyebrow, just draw a line. This color pops.
It's cool, isn't it?
It really pops.
Should we turn Sarah's face so you can see it?
Slightly to the side, Sarah,
Sure.
please.
Turn your face a little bit towards me. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. This is the thing I've just mastered, the wing.
Oh, wow.
Can I use this, please?
Yeah, I've used them all on Sarah.
That's
Sorry?
beautiful.
I'm just going to brush this one. Does this happen? You can just literally brush it off.
So that's the start of the cat eye. Is that what it is?
Cat eye, that's
Cat
what
eye.
it is, the cat eye.
Or a foxy eye. Or
Foxy eye.
That's a new term, I think. It is like a feline pattern.
See, I love it when you take the cat eye and then bring it into your waterline. I think you've done this today.
Today, really?
Yeah, because it comes into
It wasn't
the
on
waterline.
purpose.
So while we do that, while we do the cat eye, should we start contouring a bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, so why don't we swap over? Look at this, it's like magic. So in order to contour, so Falak was using the natural New Zealand palette. So out of this, there's a bunch of contour colors in here, but this one is probably the best, which is called Aroha.
So I'm just going to grab that.
Go for it. And in New Zealand, that means love. So we're going to use a little Aroha and we're going to contour. And the way we're going to do that, we're just going to grab another clean brush. Just a nice, and I like these kind of brushes if you can get them. See how they've got a tiny little angle on them? All honesty, you can just use a little fluff brush as well. It still will do the same trick, but today we've got it, we'll use it. So I take a little bit of the powder and I don't take much. And I like to draw a 3 on the side of the face. So as you can see, Lynn has a really nice long sort of overly face. And so we just want to contour a little bit in here, just to give a little bit of definition, and then maybe a tiny bit through here, but not too much. And I always prefer to start here and up here with the powder, because if you have too much powder on it, you can always blend it out into the hairline. But if you started here, then it's a lot harder to blend, if that makes sense.
Sorry, I'm just going to steal something from here.
Steal away. I love how we swapped over.
And I'm getting in your space now to grab my brushes.
And so, okay, so I started in here and slowly just building in a little contour, and then I'm just bringing in her jawline through here. But this isn't a lot of powder, it's just a little bit. And then I'm going to just go a little into here.
She doesn't have to do the fish face?
No, because she's got a really perfect face, so I can see it. With mine, because it's a little bit more rounder, I have to go so that I know where to start. Like, she's got a beautiful face, so she doesn't need to do what I have to do.
Yeah. I always have to do the fish face.
So do I, so we're on the same page then. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit in here as well.
So why are you actually putting on the forehead?
So the way I do it is, see on this side, if we contour her face in a 3, and what it does is it just creates a nice trimmed look.
Right.
Yeah, it just creates a little, without, like you can naturally speak and it still creates shape to the face.
So that's a good tip to have. Do the number 3.
Yeah, and that's what even on the back of the packets you'll see it. Says just to do a gentle trim. Don't put heaps of powder on, just be gentle-handed, delicate.
Yes.
Because it's very pigmented, so it will last you a long time. So you don't need to do a lot.
You always build up on contour because less is more.
And
I'm
then
just
we'll
going to do
put on this
mascara.
side.
Mascara now. There's nothing else.
And we do the same thing, just a little bit of chiseled here. And everyone's face is a little different too, so you have to know sort of where you would contour. Generally speaking, lighter, sometimes you might just do a little bit, you don't have to do a lot. And then, so I just go ahead and then my cheeks weigh it. So for the nose, I just use the same brush and I go up and down, but Falak will tell me off because that is not how we're supposed to do it, but it totally works. So I would just go down each side like this, a little bit. But the right way to do it is like this.
You have to give me some tips because I have a very Filipino flat nose. And so to like elevate it a little bit, contouring is the answer, isn't it?
On your very pretty small nose, because I wish I had that, I would suggest.
I love it. And I'm the Kiwi with the pointy nose.
I wish I had that. So on your very pretty nose, I would suggest that instead of going the YouTube way, because that's just for the face shape they're working with, right? All you do is, if you really want to contour, you take the powder and you just apply it here, but you go slightly under the tip of the nose, and your highlighter actually sits a little higher, and there's a gap in the middle. Instantly gives the illusion of your nose being smaller and thinner.
That's good to know.
Somebody's got really beautiful lashes here.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
contouring
That's
is
really
finished.
popping the green here.
Lashes
That
for
is
ages.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, blush. I'm an over-the-top blush queen. I love a good apple cheek. You know, throw it on there, enjoy it. So what I would like to do is, let me put these separately, and maybe for like you will stop me from doing so much, but I want to use this Make Me Blush.
You know what, do it because she's got the cheeks for it.
She does.
Absolutely go for it.
Cool.
Is there a rule for what blush you need to use for what cheeks a person has?
So it depends on the face shape and the look you're going for. Most people who've got wider faces, their blush should really be an inch away from the nose, just so that it makes the face look leaner. And if you've got a thinner face, it should really be on the apple of the cheek to make this bit look plump and lifted again. So, and if you're going for a neutral look, you would normally go with the contouring, which is your contouring with the bronzer. You can add bits of highlight, but if you're going for something really festive and fancy, then you really should apply your contour, highlighter, and bridge the two with your blush. Because what happens is there's a sheen on your face when you look around, as opposed to a rainbow layering. You know what I mean?
Understand. So where would you suggest? So I would say more sort of here,
Yes.
as opposed to
So,
right here.
so on Lynn's face, this is the bit that needs to be lifted.
Yeah.
Because she already has a really nice line here going on. So just here.
So
Another thing that people do is they
Yeah.
smile while they're doing their apples.
that would be me. I'm like, yes, I love it.
All right. It
But
works.
mine are big. See, I have big apples at the cheeks.
That's an awkward
What a
question.
chance.
We'll go back to mascara quietly.
No,
So what happens is,
don't do it. Don't follow mine. She's the makeup artist.
you do
I love
makeup
colour.
beautifully. I love how you do your makeup, and I always tell you that. What happens is when you smile, this lifts up. When it drops, it actually, imagine I'm smiling, and this is where I'm smiling, and when it drops. So imagine if we put in blush like this.
Yeah, that's not a good
So really, if you're going to smile and put it on, start a little higher. If you're going to really pop the apples of your cheek, or even better, just apply highlighter here and then bridge it with the blush so that there's a sheen as opposed to a pop of color right here. And
I agree.
yours is beautiful.
No, but I have a different face shape. Don't worry. I'm good. But you know what color is really good for that specific thing is in the Sands of Dubai palette. There is this one right here called Halas. And this is great if you're just kind of bronzing, but doing that same concept to do highlight and bronzer at the same time. And then you can take a little bit here as well of the yellow and just mix the two together and it's superb. Like those two.
It's like Arabic, yalla, like yalla habibi.
Yeah, yellow.
Not that I speak Arabic, but
So
that's
the reason why we called it, the reason I called it yellow was like, hurry up, wife, I'm ready to go, so highlight. And then halas means, okay, stop putting on the makeup. Start it up. We're done. But okay, so I'm going to go into the natural New Zealand palette. Like I'll stick to what we said. And in here, we've got one color called Gemini Jewel and Hawke's Bay Blush. So I'm going to pick a beautiful, I think, Gemini Jewel for this. And I just go in with a nice little brush, take a little bit of powder, tap it out, and same concept. But just like Falak said, so I'm not going to go right here. I'm going to go just more gently and up. Less is more.
Yes.
Less is more. So sometimes follow your instinct.
So I am using Shukran for contouring Sarah's face. And the technique is that, sorry Sarah, turn face, the bone here on your ear, that's the general rule for everybody. You start here and you bear in mind the corner of the nose. So don't go towards the corner of your lip, actually go towards the corner of the nose. And that really sculpts your face because that's where naturally your skeletal bone would sit.
Right. I always thought it was down to the mouth.
So that
To the
tends to
lips.
have a dragging effect as opposed to a lifting effect. We all
Ah.
have a little facelift, don't we? I
Right.
certainly do.
Oh, yeah. At the moment,
Amazing.
I'm loving it. It's like happy times. Just eat and drink and be merry. Did you do mascara on this?
Yes.
You did.
But no, I didn't. No, sorry, I didn't apply mascara to Lynn. I did it with Sarah because there's lashes there already.
Yeah, I think you should just leave it.
So,
They
yes,
look beautiful.
but they look quite nice.
And would you do waterline? Like I love the waterline. Who
Yes.
likes the line of the waterline?
I love it.
Should we do it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I love how we totally swapped. We might have to
Yeah,
swap
sorry.
that. I might have to steal my Sarah back now.
Sorry, we keep it.
I'm cheating. Okay, so I'm just going to grab I'm just going to grab a brush. Excuse me, guys, I'm right in the camera. You're probably looking at me like, what's she doing? Just going to grab a little angle definer brush, and I'm going to just make sure it's nice and wet again. And we used the beautiful brown color out of Jewels of India for Lynn. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to run the brush through the powder and then tap out any excess. And depending on your sensitivity, if you don't have sensitive eyes, you can obviously go straight into the waterline. But if you do have sensitive eyes, then just do it a fraction underneath it. And how sensitive are your eyes? Yeah.
So a small
She'll
tip
find
for
out.
contouring.
Look up at the sky.
When you're contouring, you must remember that your contour, just like natural shadows fall on your face, cannot just be your cheekbones or just your nose or just your forehead. It has to be connected to your facial structure. So for that, although Sarah has a really lovely sharp jawline, after applying her contour, I took it a little bit to her temples, so the shadow looks more natural as opposed to just chisels, and a little under the jawline. And I would generally take a beauty blender and just go over it so that it's seamless as opposed to looking like harsh lines.
Oh wow, that's really cool. I like that. It instantly just creates another level of dimension. I like little short strokes too to do this.
I'm so sorry, I keep coming into your side, but I think I'll take my brushes and just bring them here. Easier.
There we go. See how instantly that eye has just changed shape again? I love that. That's my, like I love that underneath colour.
Okay, so I am using the highlighter yellow on actually, do we have something more pinky? Oh, we do. This is beautiful. I'm going to choose India.
And then I'm going to do exactly what Falak said as well. I'm going to use a beauty blender and I'm just going to, so this new one, just clean up under the eye like that.
Okay, I'm a bit confused now with the names. What's the name of the highlighter?
Which kind of highlight would you like?
So I'm going with this pinky highlighter because I think a little copper color would be nice.
So this one is called Surya.
Surya. So I'm going to Surya. And I'm going to, just as I said, contour first, highlight second, blush is your last step.
I love it. I love it. It looks so pretty. Seems I didn't follow all the rules of thumb of highlighting. I am going to highlight last.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You can do what you like. There's no hard and fast rule. Like if you make a mistake and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't blush, I didn't do this. You can do it last. And I love a fan brush. Good old fashioned fan brush. Here's the little tip and trick. If you don't want to buy a fan brush, get another brush, put a little bobby pin on there, and you've got a fan brush.
Actually, I love that technique.
So that's a little cheap way of a fan brush. But I'm going to use the highlighter outside of the Tropical Singapore, which is here called Sun Glow. And I like to twirl the brush across it to grab the pigments of the powder just on the tip of the brush. And then I just like to shake it out, so any excess powder, and do exactly what Falak did too. I like to raise the cheekbones, just like that. And exactly the same on this side. But see how, what I love here is Falak has used a beautiful golden color in here as well. So what you could do is if you want to like make it a more cohesive look head to toe, then I would go into, it would be our Sands of Dubai palette, which is in Falak's hand. I'm going to borrow a little and just, I would do that highlighter because there's something about this one which has another different level of glow. And see how instantly her cheeks now pop. And they're matching, like they can, like in the same sort of color category. And then you can actually just use whatever's on that brush, or you can grab a little bit more and just, I like to do it down the middle of the nose, not too much, just lightly. So my pressure that I'm putting on is super, super gentle, like that gentle, if that makes sense. And just a little down here. And you can also do the Cupid's bow here too. So you can put a little, so it just makes your lips pop a little bit. So I'm just going to do it with brush and cheek.
More of a kissable lips later.
They all have date nights tonight, I'm telling you. There's going to be a lot of happy husbands tonight. Right?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Okay, so now we've both, so we've done basically eyes, contour, blush, highlighter.
I'm a little behind you right now.
No, we're perfect.
Just going to do a little bit of blush. And then you're going to go
Yeah,
just contour the nose a tiny bit.
Well, while you do that, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you know you have like a lot of collection of brushes around. So what are the absolute brushes must have that a woman cannot live without?
Okay, this is what I can't live without. Okay, so if I'm just doing let me show you my face brushes I can't live without, and then there's a couple of secret ones I just love. So let me grab a swirl, and then this will be fine, and one of these, and one more for good luck. So I like to create my look. I always start with this. It's just a simple squirrel crease brush, and this always creates my eye. I then move into like a basic fluff brush to create the dimension on the outer eyes. And then I cheat and I use a little oval camouflage brush, a little mini one like this. And I use that to do the inner eye. So then I get more sparkle, or you can have your finger. Ring finger is always cheaper and easier. Followed by, it has to have an angle definer brush because then I can do my winged tip or my liner, my waterline, but I can also do my eyebrows. So this was the other thing. So we're going to use, I don't think we filled in Sarah's eyebrows, but you can basically use just this brush to fill in your eyebrows with a powder out of one of the palettes. So you combine one of the browns. So my whole face is basically made up of one palette. Then this is a sneaky one. I love this for foundation. It's just a little fluffy brush. And if you go to like, I don't have it here, but MAC do usually a Studio Fix powder. So in Singapore, I prefer it because it bakes into the skin again through the day. And I just roll it in the powder. And then I like to do circular motions to put on my foundation personally. And on a day-to-day basis, I usually just use a powder. But then in the weekends or something special, I use like a liquid and maybe go a bit more fancier. But that would be my travel set.
Perfect.
And that works for me.
So what I explained about the blush creating a bridge, as you can see on Sarah's face, there's a bit of a sheen of color now, which has kind of combined the contouring and the highlighting. And you can see the highlighter pop at the same time. There's a bit of a fresh glow to the face. So that's what the bridging technique is, and it's super easy. Literally, any mistakes you make with your contouring or highlighter, the blush just fixes it and you're good to go.
I like it. Right, now shall we move into lips? Or do we have more questions?
No questions? No, not
Okay,
for me.
Let's go into lips. So, do you want to swap back or same, or I'm easy?
I'm easy.
Me too. Okay, so what colours shall we do with Lynn? We want to pop for party.
So I actually thought
I would say reds.
Yeah, red on that. You could you could try red because actually the colors are
because
quite
it's not
muted.
so we have a bunch of colours. So why don't I get you to start the lips and I'll talk about all the different colours we have.
All right. Shall I go with the pink for Sarah? Because I'm thinking with the green, pink will look
Fuchsia Fatale.
yeah.
And there's a stylo over there as well.
Lovely.
Okay, so let me talk you through all these different colours that we have. I'm going to do you a quick swatch. So Christmas, Rocket Red. Like I think this is one of the most stunningest reds. And what is cool with this is if you mix it with our Rocket Red stylo, let me just grab one in here, we go. You actually end up with three colours. And see how creamy that is already? It is, I use it as a lipstick. So today I'm only wearing the Ruby Berry stylo on its own. And that's it. So that's one of the holiday colours that I would recommend. Another holiday colour that I think is essential in my world is Ruby Berry. So this is the stylo that I was telling you guys about. This is what I'm wearing, and all it is like a simple lipstick, but still not so bold, so it doesn't make you feel awkward. It makes you feel a little bit more mellow.
So that's what you're wearing now.
Right now, yeah. And then with that, I prefer the Cabernet Merlot with this for the holidays. They're all in the different shades of like raspberry, redness, beautiful, sweet colors, but it's still not too much. If you really, really don't like holiday lips, then Dusty Rose. I think Dusty Rose with a pop and eye. So then do like some nice greens, use the Jewels of India, do a really smoky eye. This could look amazing on. And then, see, I like Ruby Berry, but you have to really live this. This is the stay, not the stylo. So the stylo looks like this, but the stay is a little bit darker. So it's a bit more vamp, I guess. So, and then if you don't like stays and stylos glosses, and you know what's cool for the holidays is Dazzling Drishti, which is one of the most amazing little gloss colors. And let me just put a bit more on here because I want to show you that step. So you can wear it solid, or you can basically blend it out to be a nice little pink tinge or cherry tinge to your lips. So those are the colors I just wanted to share quickly. But look at this amazing Fuchsia Fatale that is going on right now. Fuchsia Fatale and the green from the Jewels of India looks amazing.
I have to say they're fantastic models.
I know.
Amazing models.
You guys are so sweet letting us use all these fun colors on you guys. So I'm going to do Rocket Red on Lynn, but I'm going to start with the Rocket Red stylo.
So can you just give some tips about if you're wearing black, obviously red is like a pop color, right? What if you're wearing white? Red would be good too.
Red is good with white, obviously, but fuchsia
Oh
patel.
yeah, that would look beautiful.
Look at how beautiful that would look
Yes.
on for
I've got
right
beauty
now.
nude on right now because I just wanted a muted look for the day. But for a party, definitely with white, I'd go with fuchsia patel. And I think there's a picture of mine on my Instagram that everybody went crazy with the color. It's so beautiful.
It's amazing. Oh yeah, by the way, follow us on Instagram if you want to see what's new products. We've got a bunch of new products launching just after Christmas, which are again made for the woman on the go. Small little cream blushes that come in, one pot wonder. So do follow us on Instagram, so at Amplio Beauty, and then at Falakama, because she uses a lot of our products as well. So tips and tricks, products.
And Falak, you have videos on yours where people can learn.
Yes, I have videos on simple tips and tricks on how to do your eyebrows the easy way. With COVID, a lot of us couldn't go for threading and plucking, so then I had how to conceal the hair and how to make your eyebrows really tidy and really presentable, although there might be stray hair. And on contouring, simple tips and tricks on contouring, how to conceal in an airbrushed way. And I'm always creating content and always answering questions, so ask away.
Thank you. So now what I've done to Lynn is just filling in the lip with a stylo. So it's just Ruby Berry stylo, and that's all I'm doing at this stage. But look how beautiful this looks, the fuchsia patel. You know, I'm literally going to say, come on, let's do this fuchsia Rocket Red for me. Okay, so then if I fill it all in, and then I'm going to go in with a lip stay in a minute too. So I'm not very good at multitasking. Give me a minute.
The good thing about the lip stays is it's so hydrating. Unlike other liquid lipsticks, my problem is at times I get dry lips. So when you've got a lip stay on or a liquid lipstick on, it really dries it out and your lips can look chapped and quite unflattering. So these are really hydrating. They take a little bit of time to dry, like I would say 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But the minute, or maybe,
45,
yeah, but the minute they're dry, they stay put. But they come off quite, when you wipe it off with your micellar water.
You don't just to scrub it. Because the scrubbing is one of the things, I'm going to swap with you for life. Scrubbing is one of the things that I really don't like on lips. Like, and what it does is it dries it out even more when you scrub it with some sort of cleaner, and then you've got to use sugar scrubs and all sorts of stuff. I prefer it to be a little moist, and that's why the stylos are really good. So if you put the stylo on underneath like a lipstick, well, as you can see during the day, just the stylo, and then you put this on top. And it does the same thing.
Finish the lip off?
Yeah, should I give you a Rocket Red?
Yes, please.
So Nmita, all the products are non-tested animal. Sorry, I have it in my head and now I've lost the word. Anti-animal tested products.
So cruelty-free. So
Cruelty-free,
all of
that
our
was it.
products are manufactured in the US. And the reason I did this, took me a while to find the right manufacturer, but the reason for it was that I wanted a product that was really good for sensitive skin. I have really sensitive skin. My daughter has really sensitive skin, and mums out there know that a child just loves just getting into mommy's makeup blood all over. These are great for sensitive skin. So they're all paraben-free, gluten-free, vegan, and cruelty-free, because we never test on animals. And we support a lot of the charities around that as well against animal testing. So that's going to be something new that's coming in 2020 to 2021 to raise more awareness around it and to stop big brands doing this in the industry. Because if a tiny little brand like me can do it, everyone can do it.
Absolutely.
It's not okay.
And somebody said something really interesting about your brand the other day. They were really interested in figuring out why a lip product or an eyeshadow has to be vegan and all of that. See, a lot of us have dietary preferences. Somebody might be a vegetarian, somebody might be, and if you've got lipstick on and you're licking it,
yeah,
like,
if you're
eating
like
it.
halal and stuff, you shouldn't have anything like that in it.
so it is just so amazing the fact that you don't have to worry about the product that's on your skin. Might be something that's against either your allergies or your dietary restrictions or anything. So this I love. And for teens who are just starting off, something slim, compact for them to use and not lose, and just with the right colors and something that's not too dark. And it's just such a good choice.
I agree. And that's why with Zana, because so my daughter, she loves makeup. And then once a girlfriend gave her a lip gloss and she decided to put it all over her face, and it was not a happy sight. Poor little Poppet ended up with like a full rash. And it was just like, what do they put in these products? And so over the years, it was really important to develop something good for sensitive skin. I can't reiterate that enough. Like, even if you've got solid skin and can deal with it, it's just better for your skin with something for sensitive. These looks look stunning. What are you doing now? Would you spray now?
I've already set their faces.
Oh, you have.
So,
Okay, so we
on
don't
top
need
of
to
the
spray.
foundation. So we don't. If you want to, of course, you
No,
can spray.
of course not.
But what happens is when you spray at the end of the makeup, it's setting spray. Whatever product goes on top really stays put. And the powders, I think, I've set it quite nicely because you can see there's no flaking. It's just melted onto the skin.
And I love these holiday looks. See, I love this, like with what you're wearing. You could also mix this with like a really cool green outfit, like a Christmas tree green, like a dark green. You can mix it like so many different colors, like I said, black. And then here you can do black, but you can also do white and vice versa. Without, like, you can add color to your look without adding too much. Yeah.
Amazing.
So
Beautiful.
this is basically our look. I was, if we had a few minutes, I was going to basically revamp this look into a Christmas look in about 1 minute.
Yes, you still have time.
Cool. Should we do it? We'll multitask, and I'll just show you how I do it real fast. I'm going to put a little mirror here, so hopefully it's not in your way.
Nope.
Because I can't do it on myself otherwise. So all I do, so at the moment I've got Tropical Singapore on, cheeks, blush, probably not in the right order, but it looks all right. And then Ruby Berry. So what I like to do is take a nice angle definer brush, but let me just give this one a wipe and a clean. Give me a second. Guys, need to bear with me. Real life TV.
I know, it's amazing. So I just want to tell everyone that this is the first time we're doing live streaming of a makeup masterclass. So, you know, if we've done a little bit of a glitch somewhere, please bear with us. And sorry about that. We will try our best next time to make it better. But I think it's gone really well so far.
I think the ladies look fabulous. And I love all the tips that Falaka has shared as well. It's so much fun. So all I did was spray my brush, an angle definer brush, just sprayed it so it's just wet. You can use water. Seriously, just go into the tap, go with water. I'm going in with Jewels of India, so I'm going to copy the whole like green, red. I'm going to do green, red, Christmas. That's for Christmas, but without looking like a Christmas tree. And so I'm going to go in, take a bit of that green again. It's a beautiful glitter. And then tap out any excess. And then this is me doing it on my own. I hope you can see it. Let me push all my hair out of the way.
Wait, let me just zoom. Try to zoom.
And I will go straight. So I do small little strokes at the edge of my eye to create a liquid liner. See, and I like to pull my eye a little bit so then I can actually get that to really close. And then, so instantly there I've created a liner, but I haven't winged it or done anything else. So I'm just going to match up the other side first. And then once I've done that, so this is me coming home from the office and I'm all ready to go, but I have 1 minute to change my look to a nighttime look. So I do the same thing, line both sides just like that. And then now I want to create a wing. So to create a wing, what I like to do is to grab the powder again, but look straight into the mirror and work out where, because if you do a wing when you've closed it and you do it like that, it's a little harder and you may end up with crooked wings. Wing tips, what's your wings? I have some wings here too, but yeah. So I like to just basically, and I like to hold my brush this way, so it's going to flick outwards. So put the angle definer with the pointy side towards the eye, and I flick up like that. So now I've created the wing, but I need to fill in this gap. So then I bring that bit inwards. So there you go, that's how I created that wing. And now you want the wing to be identical, so you do exactly the same on the other side.
For those of you at home, you might have to practice this a couple of times, like I have to, because I'm sure Nmita can do this with her eyes closed.
Really?
And in the dark.
I'm gonna, a confession, I never used to be able to do them. And then all I do is if there was anything, I just, because I touched my face too, I just like to pat it out with a beauty blender. And then I love watering my waterline. So this is my confession once again. Just, I pull down my eyelid and I like to go right in and see how I go right in tight. And then I'll do the same on the other. And then I'll show you. Okay, and then just let me tap out where I touched. And that would be my eye for a holiday look. So, and it's really quick, like it didn't take that long. If I wasn't talking, I'd be able to do it a lot faster. But then, you know, like multitasking is my forte. And then I like to take this, actually I have mine here, so I can use the same dough. So Rocket Red, stay this time. I have Ruby Berry on, so my lips are going to still be hydrated. And all I do is just take a little bit of product, go straight in.
So just on top of it.
Actually, if you apply lipstick on top of your lip pencil, it really stays put and it contours the lips so they look plumper.
That's a good tip.
There you go. I was trying to make it in the 1 minute. That's how I would do it. And then I'd be like, okay, that's my holiday look today. Kind of changed it.
That looks perfect.
So there you go.
Wow.
So 1 minute holiday look, one palette, one stay. And that's me. And can I do a little tiny bit of what I love to give you guys for Meets That Living today?
Yes, please.
And so with anything you guys order today, we're going to give a free cudgel pencil. So the black one here, the Amplio All Black Cudgel, named after the New Zealand All Black team. Any purchase precedes this. But if you choose to get a lip stay or a lip gloss today, all you have to do is just order it. But we just got these in new for the holiday season today. And so they're perfect little gifts. And so if you get a stay and a stylo, I'll make sure that they come in these beautiful little gift packs with a real size mirror, which is nice and easy. So if you're on the go, you can make it work. And yeah, so that's from that. There's a couple of other little things. So if you don't know the range, let me do my infomercial for 1 second. We have this really cool grab and go. Now I found these fantastic as little gifts for teachers, just small, sort of not so heavy on the wallet kind of price range. And you get a palette, a stay or a gloss, and a styler. So you just pick any color. And if you don't know what color to pick, you can always email me and I can tell you what color to pick. And there's surprise me option as well. So you can click surprise me and I'll choose for you. Send me a picture of yourself, which would be even more fun. I love doing that. And husbands love doing this. So if you want to put that into your wish list, send it to me. Then we have pick your six. So any lip stay or gloss, you can get in a little pick your six. And because I think I have an obsession for gift packs, like I just really love them. This is the other one, which you can get an indulge or a discover. And so the discover is Discover Amplio. So you discover it either with 1 or 2 palettes, and it comes with all the brushes, so 6 brushes that I would travel with, 3 lip stays and stylo. There is a mammoth one, but I don't think you need me to pick that up. It's called the Amplio. It is in our on our website, so do check out all our kits because there's huge discounts at the moment if you get the kits. So my recommendation, but they all come with a free Amplio with that cudgel today. It's better.
Yay. It's only today, or does that
Yeah, go on, make it till Monday.
make it till Monday?
Awesome.
Yay. No, I asked because some of the people who registered today might be watching the recording. So
Sure. You know what? Let's make it till the end of December for Expat Living. All you have to do is an additional information, right? Expat Living, Christmas or Expat Living will be fine. And I will make sure that it comes with your order.
thank you so much.
Thank you guys. This is so
Thank
fun.
you. Everyone looks so amazing. Well, how are you feeling, girls?
Do you want to see? Do you want to see it like a mirror? They're not giving the ball a mirror.
They're feeling it, but there you go.
Sarah and Lynn are going to go out for a date night tonight. So beautiful, beautiful makeup.
Stunning.
Does anyone have any questions?
You have to go out now. She's like, I have to go out now. I love it.
No choice.
You look sick. I love it. And especially, Sarah has this cool skirt on. You guys can't see it, but it's so much glitter and it's beautiful. Should I take that for you today? Thank you.
Everyone said that it was such a great tutorial, so thank you so much. No questions at the moment because you guys were very thorough, so thank you so much. I am going to flick this camera to my FaceTime HD camera now and just show everybody what my camera, hi Bill. That's Bill. The Sony camera which we used today for the tutorial is the ZV-1, and you saw how the quality was. I think Falak, you're getting this for Christmas, is that
Yes,
right?
I really have to. I
Yes.
have to get this.
Definitely very, very good for video tutorials and live streaming. So we're definitely going to invest in this one. Thank you very much, Sony. And thank you very much for everybody who joined us this afternoon. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Nmita.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Falak.
you so much for
Thanks,
having
Bill.
us.
Bill is our IT guy today. He's really good. Thank you so much. And on Tuesday, we are going to use the same camera to barbecue a turkey. So I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, not